What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Veteran and Rookie Podcast. This is your veteran, Benea, here speaking.
And this is your rookie, John. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Opening up the soda. Hope you had a very Merry Christmas, a good time with family, and watching some pretty good football throughout the day as well, if you had the chance.
If you did have the chance,
I mean,
it was...
The first two games were, on paper, supposed to be blowouts, and they were the two games that weren't blowouts.
Yeah, first game of the day, turned around. We had just listened now to what we had said last week about the game, and we were like making all sorts of jokes and stuff about the Raiders winning.
I tried gaslighting him into picking the Raiders, and he wouldn't. And you know what? He would have gotten a pick on me there.
Oh, man.
You'll listen to me next time, huh?
Yeah, but tell him about the picks.
Oh, well, we both picked the Chiefs.
Well, yeah, but tell him overall what happened.
Oh, overall. So going into this week, so John set a goal going into the 2023 NFL season for Pick'ems that he would be under the century mark. Keep it in double digits. And so he had 90 losses going into he's trying to keep losses under the 100 mark for the season. So going into this week, he had 90 losses. So at 3 weeks left, he can only afford, he has to go 13-3. The last 3 weeks of the season, it's a rough start as he went 8-8. And
yep.
So if you go 15-1 and then 16-0, if you can only get one pick wrong the next 2 weeks.
Something tells me that ain't happening.
If it does happen, I will give you $100. A crisp Franklin.
A crisp one?
A crisp one, even.
A Franklin.
And maybe even a $2 bill with it. And a $1 coin.
Any more trinkets you're going to throw in?
Nope, just $103.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, well, what did you have?
Yeah, your boy got 11-5. So I'm going strong. That brings the total pick'em records 149-91 for your boy, and then 142-98 for Jonathan here, the rookie. And so I got a 7-point lead with 2 weeks left to go. So let's hope I don't choke that in the second or the last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, let's hope he does, actually, is my thought on your boy.
Well, speaking of choking 7-point leads, you have a 7-point lead on me in the picks competition. Not pick'ems, but with the draft picks.
There you go. And
so hopefully you choke.
No, that's okay. I don't think I will. We both went 2-2 this week, I believe.
Yep. So going into or after points this week, I'm 27. You got 34. And then the two we each got right. Let's take a look at that. Game of the week, I had first pick. I was like, oh, easy. I'll take the Super Bowl preview, Ravens-Niners. Close at halftime. And Brock Purdy was like, I got another interception for you. How about?
No, two more.
Why don't I throw another terrible pick?
3 more.
He kept going. It was kind of a rough start for both teams, really. Lamar got a intentional grounding call in the end zone. And so that's a safety.
Wow.
So 2 points there for the Niners. They had a 5-0 lead early on. It was looking kind of rough. I mean, Lamar basically tripped over the ref and was kind of falling over, threw it away, and then got flagged. It was kind of crazy.
Why was the ref there? Tell him to move.
Why was Lamar there? Tell him to stay in the pocket. Be a traditional quarterback like the man who was before him in Baltimore, Joe Flacco, who's leading the Cleveland Browns to an eventual Super Bowl 58 appearance.
Yeah.
As they beat the Houston Texans. But we'll get to that in a second because I believe that was taken in a different category. Ravens-Niners, you took Cowboys-Dolphins, which came down to the wire, a game-winning field goal from Jason Myers, his 5th field goal hit in the day. Miami really kind of dominated, but then struggled in the red zone and had to kick a lot of field goals. Dallas held them to 1 touchdown, but
didn't matter.
It was Miami still able to do enough.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that point there.
Hurrah.
Blowout of the week. I mean, the Chargers just got 62 point put on them the week before,
and the Raiders no less.
Sure, fired coach, principal, and all that, but also Easton Stick.
Think about it.
But But the Bills, they didn't think about it.
No,
They were like, we're going to keep this really close.
way too close.
And so a good Saturday night game that we got there. You took Bills over Chargers in blowout of the week, but
2 points.
it was only a 2-point difference. I took Eagles Giants, which was also much closer than a lot of people were thinking. But on that middle Christmas Day game, Philly did get it done. Did you see the turnovers that Philly had? Specifically the one where the Giants kicked it off, and so Philly's returning it. And basically there's the return guy is coming here to get it, and then there's an Eagle guy on special teams coming towards him, basically hit sticks him and knocks the football out.
Why? How does that?
I don't know. And it was watching that live was just awesome.
Some big goofiness.
Like he is straight up running the wrong way and just blows up his own guy.
He will not be on the team.
Yeah,
at
that was
halftime.
that was pretty good. And then Philly also got New York also got a pick six. They scored a touchdown a couple plays after that fumble as well. Tyrod Taylor had like an 80-yard touchdown pass as well. So
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
dropping dimes and making it a close game. Philly gets the win because, even though they are kind of crumbling here at the end of the season, they're still a much better team than New York. Tommy DeVito benched at halftime also. So.
That was kind of funny, yeah.
Tommy DeVito mania is over in New York.
All done. It's just like what was the starter for the Cowboys last year?
Oh, Cooper Rush?
Cooper Rush. Yeah, he had 4 games that he didn't lose, and then he just it was trash.
Yeah. Yeah, it was that game against the Eagles, I think. It's like, their Linsanity run comes to it, and kind of like Josh Dobbs this season or Jake Browning on Saturday against the Steelers. He was like, I'm going to be bad now.
And he's like, well, I think I'm okay not being a starter.
Yeah, well, I think what happens with a lot of these guys, no one's ever seen them play before. They come out and they sling it for a few weeks, then they got tape out there on them, and then teams can study their weaknesses, and then boom, gotcha. For lowest scoring game of the week, I took, the classic Christmas Eve special, Broncos Patriots. And you took Cardinals Bears. Neither of those games were really that low scoring, but Cardinals Bears did have less points in it.
Sure did. It had 6 less points.
So just barely. And then I think it was 26-23, New England over Denver, as they continue to fall in the draft order as they collect just a couple wins at a time here, and hopefully will not get some kind of franchise quarterback.
Who?
The Patriots.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good if they didn't get a I just want to see them
continue to suffer.
Yeah, get a coach in there who's not Bill Belichick, and then
who's also terrible.
And then win 0 games.
Yeah.
And have a terrible defense and just get like drilled every time.
Mm-hmm. For the upset of the week, I took Tennessee over Seattle.
Womp womp.
But they were not able to hold on against Geno Smith, who led a game-winning drive there at the end of the game. You took Texans over Browns. I don't know if you were thinking C.J. Stroud was playing this game. Was kind of unsure going into it. But either way, Joe Flacco stays elite. And as I said, on his way to leading the Browns to a Super Bowl 58 appearance.
And a funny goofiness that I saw, and we talked about this before, if the Browns win out, if the Ravens lose out, and if the Dolphins lose one game and beat the Ravens.
So they got to lose to the Bills.
They got to lose to the Bills and beat the Ravens. The Browns will have the 1 seed.
Let's go.
That'd be awesome.
That first round by Amari Cooper had like 260 yards and like 3 touchdowns.
I think he had like 47.
He put up almost 50 points in fantasy.
That's wild.
So shout out to all you Amari Cooper owners. I don't think it really mattered in our league.
Yeah, the guy who's AFK and also last in our league wasn't in the playoffs. He had him.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Big time unfortunate.
Big time wasted. But to everyone else who was in the fantasy playoffs and either had Amari Cooper, congratulations, or facing Amari Cooper, I'm sorry for your loss.
That is unfortunate. I'm sorry about it.
Speaking of fantasy player of the week, it was a pretty close one for that category. You took Amon-Ra St. Brown, who put up 22. Meanwhile, Mike Evans, my pick there, put up 24. Both these players also on our respective fantasy teams as we go against each other next week in the championship.
Yeah, man. Mike Evans, he's so good.
He stays goated.
He stays goated. It's surprising every week because it's like
2 more touchdowns. It's like, is he going to break up some kind of touchdown record or something? It feels like he's scoring 2 touchdowns every week.
How many touchdowns does he have? He has
Yeah, I can check real
I think
quick.
he has 11, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean he keeps scoring.
He has 11 or 12. He is balling out, and he has his 1,000 yards already. He might get 1,200.
Mike Evans has 1,163 yards and 13 touchdowns.
What a guy! What, like,
Next up on Tampa Bay for touchdowns is Kate Otten, their tight end. He has 4.
that's crazy.
Chris Godwin only has 1.
That's unfortunate. I have Chris Godwin.
Yeah. After you were saying, "Oh, I got the better Bucks receiver anyway," in the
I
draft.
didn't say that.
You did say that.
That never came out of my lips.
Oh, it did.
Well, yeah.
Let's see. I was traveling on Christmas Eve, so I didn't watch any of the Sunday games live, but I did see and hear some parts. Like my Packers barely beating the worst team in the league by 3 points, and Bryce Young probably having a career day. He had 312 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks against the Packers defense.
Packers defense just like letting people put anything on them.
And there's some people that are upset that we haven't fired our defensive coordinator yet, but give it to the end of the year because the Packers, they like to be traditional or whatever about things and be classy or whatever. But if he's not fired by the end of the season, or season ends and we're going into next season, he's still the defensive coordinator. Like, what the heck?
What are you doing?
Like, you cannot be doing that.
Put someone good in there.
Put anyone else in there, please.
Also, you don't have a lot of star players on that defense either.
We got good players on defense, though. We got Jair Alexander.
I mean, that's kind of it.
Rashawn Gary.
He's okay. He's old.
Preston Smith.
Old.
Kenny Clark. Do you call Rashawn Gary old?
I just like being...
he's like in his 4th year.
I just like being
He's
contrary.
Like 26.
I like being contrary.
You're stupid.
Bad defense. They play like they're all in their 40s.
And then we had Rasul Douglas, which we wish we would have kept him. He's like the best, one of the best players on Buffalo's defense now.
It's kind of nice that you didn't keep him. I'm glad for it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's not even going to make the playoffs, though. So.
So, you wouldn't have if you stayed on your team anyway. So.
Mm-hmm. Other games this
Kill
week,
yourself.
like I took the Jets, you took the Commies, and that was a close game, but Trevor Siemian apparently is still around and leads them on a game-winning drive at the end, and leads them to scoring 30 points in a game.
His pronouns are he, him, because he is him.
You need to stop talking.
Have
you ever watched Trevor Siemian play football?
They, them, but only he's the GOAT. I didn't watch this game.
No, you've never seen Trevor Siemian play.
I don't know who Trevor Siemian is.
Oh, man. Super Bowl champion, Trevor Siemian.
It was?
Third-string quarterback on the Broncos in 2015.
That's wild.
Congratulations
He has a
to
ring.
him. Yep.
Third-string quarterback should... People who didn't play in the game shouldn't get a ring.
What are you talking?
People who didn't play.
Imagine imagine you're Cooper Kupp, you're in the NFC Championship, and boom, your leg falls off. But your team still wins, and then you get to the Super Bowl.
No ring.
You win it.
Nope.
You're a bad person.
I'm a bad person. If you play in the game, you get the ring.
All the players on the sideline, please put me in. Put me in. No.
Just get one snap. Put him out there with a broken leg.
Let's see. Thursday Night Football was actually more of a blowout than anything. Rams over Saints. It looked like a one-score game on paper, but that's because the Saints are kings of scoring in garbage time. Mm-hmm. Derek Carr remains not good. And the Rams, I hope they're a playoff team because they're actually kind of good. And, there's a good chance we're looking in like a month at Matthew Stafford and the Rams playing Jared Goff and the Lions in the playoffs.
That'd be so sick. I would love to see
these two guys going against their former teams.
That'd be so cool.
Win or die. Let's see. We also got the Lions. Oh, Lions win the division for the first time in 30 years. They've never won the NFC North before.
Never? What?
Because last time they won the division, divisions were different in the NFL. It was called the NFC Central. And there were basically what the North is now, and the Bucs were in there too.
Interesting.
And that was the last time the Lions had won the division back in '93. And so they win it for the first time in 30 years. So congratulations to them. They're definitely the best team in the division, so well-deserved.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. It's nice to see. Too bad they're going to get blown out in the playoffs, but that's okay.
They'll win one playoff game, and then they'll go play the Niners or something to get clapped.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but cool. Good for them. Good for their fans. I bet they're all happy.
Congratulations to the Miami Dolphins for beating a team with a winning record as well. You did it.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
They scored one touchdown.
But it was a pretty good game. Anything else from this past week?
Not much. I mean, the Falcons played like an NFL team. Like, they beat the Colts, but like they put up 29 points.
Last episode, we were hyping up the Colts, saying, "Oh, they look like they're a real NFL team, like a possible, not a Super Bowl contender, but could deserve to be in the playoffs." And then you let the Falcons do this to you, who are technically still alive in the playoffs. Also, what are you doing, man?
That's crazy, guys. Come on.
Come on.
I know we already mentioned it, but I did like seeing Mahomes lose against the Raiders.
Did you see the 2 defensive touchdowns the Raiders scored too?
I think so.
The first one was a play where I don't remember who it was, but one of their running backs was lined up at quarterback. Mahomes was lined up at running back. They go to hand it off to Mahomes. He fumbles it, and then the big guy for the Raiders just scoops it up and walks in.
That's awesome.
Like they can't even do anything right.
I don't think Mahomes threw a touchdown, did he?
He did at the end of the game to make it close.
He threw one touchdown, but the other touchdown that was thrown by Isaiah Pacheco.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. The other touchdown in that game was thrown by Isaiah.
No, it was run by Isaiah Pacheco.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I thought he threw
That's
one.
what the numbers are telling me here. Isaiah Pacheco, 11 for 26, 1 touchdown.
I was kind of distracted while I was watching the game, but I totally thought I heard them say he threw it. But
You're crazy.
Maybe he did throw it, and it was like a different one. It wasn't a touchdown. Regardless, Patrick Mahomes is bad. And I like the one pick that the guy picked it off, and then he ran by, and then Patrick Mahomes was trying to stop him. He looked dead in Patrick Mahomes' eyes as he was running by. And they tried to hand it to a kid, and he was like, psych.
Yeah.
He wore the wrong colors. I like the Raiders being total holes.
Yeah. That's what they've always been.
It's their thing. It's cool.
They're
Get it. Get back on it.
They're the rejects of the NFL. I mean, well, there's the whole history between... Basically, the Raiders hate the NFL.
Why?
Because even though they're one of the teams, because their owner back in the day, there's a lot of history to it, but their owner didn't like the commissioner, and he was part of the AFL, which was a separate league, and then they merged in 1970. But he didn't like that they were merging. There's a lot to it, but yeah, they're like the villains of the NFL, the bad guys. But I dig it.
I like it too, and I like that they beat last year's MVP. I love watching, what is this, Colin Kaepernick, the guy? That's a bit my homie. It's like, what's his name?
What?
No, the guy.
Colin Kaepernick?
I don't know his name. The announcer.
Chris Collinsworth?
Same thing. Same name.
Definitely not.
Same name. He's always riding Patrick Mahomes, and then he's like, that looked a bit my homie. And it was just kind of quiet this game. He just didn't really say anything about it.
Well, you were watching the Nickelodeon game.
I was for a little bit, and I was like, man, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's so bad.
I just get a text from John on Christmas. Is like, what's up with them talking about Riz class?
Dude, they had the guy, they had like Michelangelo, one of the Ninja Turtles from the new movie. They had his actor in there, like acting as the Ninja Turtle. And then they were like talking about like, what's your favorite subject in school? He's like, I like gym. I like lunch. And he was like, y'all ever go to Riz class? It's like, and he just kept going with it. Like, he didn't stop.
That's crazy.
There's just some more words, and you were like, I'm watching the normal one. I was like, I didn't know there was a normal one. I was like, holy crap.
It's like, I'm not really listening to the announcers, but like, what?
What is he saying? Yeah. There's all sorts of slime and stuff everywhere, and they were talking about like, hey, kids. And like,
was Patrick Starr there to roast Mahomes or something?
Oh, I didn't get that far.
Because there was last year, it was the Broncos game, and Russell Wilson threw a pick, and then Patrick Starr is all like, "Oh no, that's an interception. That's not good."
It was so weird because they were like, I watch my football legally, but if I didn't, you can like go on the app.
Yeah, I've heard of people doing that.
Yeah, I've heard. You can go to different ones, and then like it's a different broadcast. So I was hypothetically, if you were to get kicked off and go back on to a different one, because some of the streams hypothetically could end sometimes, maybe if I were to watch one.
It's possible.
So I went back on, and they were like talking. They were like, he just threw a pass, and that got caught. So when you catch a ball in football, and they were like explaining everything as it goes, and I was like, huh. Am I that dumb? And it was just like, yeah, so he can kick an extra point here and it's good for 1 extra point. But if they wanted to, they could go for 2. And I was like, I didn't know that. And and I texted you, and then I got. Hypothetically, I would have got back to a normal game.
Yeah, it was our buddy Eric.
Eric's a bad person. He pirates football.
He does. We don't like him for that.
Eric's not his real name.
You have first pick this week.
Gosh, dang it.
Where are you gonna go?
Oh, I don't even know, man. I mean, I was looking at it a bit earlier. I kind of like the idea of taking McCaffrey for Fantasy Player of the Week, but I don't think I will. I think I'll leave it because I know you won't take it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to take it if I
don't know.
take it?
I didn't prepare a draft board or anything. I'm going into this draft blind.
All right, I'm going to be taking Game of the Week then. That usually seems to be the first one to go.
Typically.
I'm going to take Dolphins-Ravens.
Okay, yep. For the top seed in the AFC.
Top seed in the AFC, most likely. If the Dolphins win this and then lose their next game, the Ravens definitely get it. But if the Dolphins lose this, they're out.
Yeah, if the Ravens win this, they should get it no matter what. I don't know if they
think they get it no matter what because they're a game up on them.
Yep. And then they would have the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it would go to the Ravens if they can win this. I mean, we saw this game coming up a few weeks ago, and I'm surprised it didn't get flexed in the Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, what's up with that?
For the top seed, because this is a really important game, and they're putting it on at 11. But, whatever. It's definitely one that our buddy Eric is going to be tuning into.
Yeah, and then there's Packers-Vikings.
Which, isn't bad, but, it's not for the top seed. Those are for two teams that I guess are fighting for wild card spots that are going to be the 7 seed and then go one and done against Philly.
They're not going to be wild card spots. They're not because the Bills
they might because the NFC is weak. I think the Rams will get one, but then after that, I mean, would you rather have the Vikings or Packers or the only other team that's really there? Oh, you got Seattle.
I'd like to see Seattle in there. Honestly.
Atlanta, New Orleans.
I'd like to see Seattle.
So I guess Seattle. I mean, I'm biased, so
I'll
see my
okay
Packers get blown out in the playoffs.
I had to be okay with the Packers, but I'd like to see Seattle better.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm surprised that game is just sitting there at 11 o'clock. It's
interesting.
Good pick. Big test here for the Dolphins going into Baltimore as well. But, they went into Baltimore a year ago. They were down. How much were they down by? 21 or something like that in the fourth quarter, and then Tua threw 6 touchdowns.
Something like that. It was ridiculous.
6 touchdowns total in the game, not after they were down.
I think he threw 4 after they were down.
Yeah, he had a huge fourth quarter.
Balling out.
Lamar had some fumbles or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Lamar does have a tendency to kind of just not play well, just whenever.
Just when he feels like it.
Yeah, he just doesn't. It's
when he plays the best defenses in the NFL, he balls out. And then
sometimes.
And then some days he'll just be playing the freaking Giants or something and be like, I don't know how to play football, actually.
Yeah, is that a DB? Is that a receiver? I don't know.
Here's
I'm just
going to
throw it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Can I hold on to the ball? We'll see. I'll just run it anyway.
But this, again, a lot of the time the game of the week picks always look like they should be a slam dunk, and then it's like a blowout. Which that could happen in this game. You can see
either team.
The Ravens winning this one by 21.
I could see the Dolphins putting up another big game.
Potentially, especially if Lamar forgets how to play football again.
Yeah,
we're due for another one of those performances from him.
We are. It's going to happen soon, or it's going to happen in the playoffs.
Which you'd rather have it happen now, but
yeah, I'd rather not have the first seed than have it happen.
That's one reason why I don't trust Baltimore. We'll do our playoff predictions when that comes around, but
we sure will.
Yeah. For that game of the week pick, give me the Lions at the Cowboys for some classic Monday night on Saturday Night Football.
Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that, but it is on Saturday night. Hopefully Monday night doesn't play like Monday night. Oh, no.
No, Monday night's been good.
Thursday night's the one that plays
There's no
bad.
Thursday night game this week, so we dodged that bullet there. Oh, there is a Thursday night game. Oops, never mind. It's the Elite Joe Flacco, a revenge game against the Jets.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Cowboys at home, I think they're undefeated at home this season, if I remember correctly. Let me double check that. Losses away. Yep, they're undefeated at home this season, playing the Detroit Lions, the NFC North champion Detroit Lions.
First time.
So this could be a really good game, or I could also see the Lions getting blown out.
I mean, the Cowboys kind of have a similar thing to what Lamar does, but as a whole team. Sometimes they'll just all forget to play football.
Cowboys defense hasn't been as good the last few weeks either.
Yeah, they kind of been pooping the bed a little bit. But they did like terrible against the Bills. They played awful like week 4 or 5. I don't know.
When they played the Niners.
When they played the Niners,
Yep.
they crapped the bed, and like the Lions kind of cooled off a bit, but they're still a good team. I could see the Lions winning.
They put up 42 on the Broncos a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
Blew them out there. So I think this could be a really exciting game, and hopefully a good one there for Saturday night, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, what's your next pick?
Let's see. I can go blow of the week, lowest scoring game. Yeah, I didn't have any kind of a draft board, so please forgive me.
You guys forgive me every week when I don't have a draft board, right?
You don't know that. Give me blowout of the week, 49ers over Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
Washington is they're lost. They're lost at sea right now. They haven't won in well over a month. This team was like 4-5 at one point, and now they're 4-11.
Interesting.
Sam Howell has gotten benched back-to-back weeks, so we'll see if he even starts this game or if it's Jake Brisket. Either way, I don't know if it matters. This coaching staff, they're just here for fun. Got a new owner in there in Washington, so almost every time there's a new owner, that means new coaches are going to be coming in because they want to pick out their own guys, especially when the current team the current coaches only have 4 wins under their belt this season. So they're kind of just hanging out there and, I don't know, trying to get other jobs elsewhere.
Chilling. It's not working. I don't think we're going to get hired other places with that resume.
No, everyone just seems really down in Washington right now, and I don't know if they win another game this season. I think Sam Howell can be good.
They're playing the Cowboys next week. They're not winning.
Yeah, they're going to be 4-13.
That sucks.
Getting a high draft pick. But, yeah, this has all the pieces for a bounce-back game for Brock Purdy to, not throw 4 interceptions.
Yeah, and even if not, I mean, he has a normal game, throws a pick, throws a touchdown. CMC is going to ball out. I guarantee it.
Maybe he can go out and try to keep the MVP conversation, keep himself in there with Lamar.
I think he stays in there regardless. I mean, Lamar hasn't had a really good numbers, and we'll talk about that later in the year, but I do think CMC should be the number 1 candidate.
Yeah.
For blowout of the week. Sorry, were you going to say something?
No.
Okay. For blowout of the week, I'm going to take this birdie game right here. I'm going to take Eagles over Cardinals. I think Cardinals are just abysmal. I don't even think that. That's the truth. They're bad. And
the Bears just beat them by 13 or something? 14?
Yeah. 13.
12? Something.
11.
They beat them by 2 scores.
11 whole points. And that's embarrassing. The Eagles are a much better team than the Bears, and even though they've been kind of mid and they almost got beat by the Giants because that last drive was sick.
Yeah,
by the Giants, I wish
they're still like an A- team though.
They're still really good. I mean,
maybe even a B+, which is above average.
Yeah, but the Cardinals are like an F. If you could get lower than an F, you would. And
I'd give them a D-.
Yeah, sure. I'd give them an F, and I don't think that it's going to work. I think maybe 14 points in this game. Probably more like 13 or 15. Wait, 13, sure.
Eagles' defense hasn't been as good last few weeks, though. So
I don't think
that's the one hope that Arizona would have in this game.
But I don't think it really matters. I think you could put a college team out there against the offense, and it'd be okay.
I mean, I feel like they've been better since Kyler Murray came back from injury. I've actually got a lot more respect for Kyler Murray now because I didn't think he was all that special going into this season, but just even on this depleted roster, he's looked pretty all right. And so some people are saying that they should go out and draft a quarterback, but I think they should stick with Kyler Murray because I think he's pretty good.
I think Kyler Murray is a good quarterback.
I think he can be a top 10 quarterback, if not better. I don't think they're going to win this game, though.
No, they're not going to win this game. I'm going to be going to Fantasy Player of the Week, and I'm kind of torn right here, but I'm not going to tell you who I'm torn.
I took CMC from you there.
You did take CMC. You took him from me, which was a bit upsetting. I think he is going to ball out. I'm hoping he gets like 45 points because that'd be pretty cool against you and
I
our
hope
fantasy
he really
playoffs.
doesn't do that.
I really hope he does. I'm going to be taking Josh Allen here. Stephon Diggs hasn't broken 10 points in like 4 weeks. So
Does that mean he's just due for it, though?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Allen's due for some good throwing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was good last week, but I think he's going to be great this week. It doesn't really matter who he's throwing to. He throws the ball to everybody. And Gabe Davis, every 4 games, is just like Randy Moss out there. It's ridiculous how good he is, like once a month. it's like,
Yeah.
man, I got to not say some words, but he's crazy once a month.
And then he'll put up 0 points next week, and even though he plays every snap.
Yep, he's a weird little fella, but I think regardless of that, Allen's gonna be thrown to somebody. He might be thrown to Cook. Cook's actually a really good receiver. Like he's a good receiving back. And they got Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid out there.
Mm-hmm. They got some good weapons.
Stellar stuff, and I don't know what they had to have been like high or something that first game they played the Patriots and they lost, but I think this is complete and utter annihilation.
And I think this game is in Buffalo, right?
It should be, I believe, because the other one was.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I couldn't remember if last time it was in New England or not. But yeah, in Buffalo. I mean, this could be a rout of New England, potentially. I mean, the one thing is when they played New England earlier in the season, that was when Mac Jones was their quarterback, and they were really in a slump. They were barely scoring points, and then for whatever reason scored, 20 plus on the Bills.
It was stupid. I don't know what happened.
But now that Bailey Zappi's there, they're a little more lifelike, and I want to apologize for Bailey Zappi calling you a clone of Mac Jones because you're better than him.
He's a clone of you.
Yep, he's a worse version of you, Bailey.
Bailey.
Fantasy player of the week for me, I'm going to take King Henry against the Houston Texans. Historically, he has owned Houston this season. Or not this season, just
his whole life.
Yeah, he has like 3 or 4 200-yard games against them.
Yeah, he doesn't miss.
And
except for
so
this week.
Hopefully he hits that this week. He is coming off a good game last week as well. I don't know actually what his numbers were. Let me take a quick look at that. He had
I was looking that way
yards.
a little bit. I was also looking at Mike Evans.
Yeah, but I don't know if Marshawn Lattimore might just shut him down. I don't remember who owns who in that relationship. So that's why I took Derrick Henry. Let's see. I can go lowest scoring game. I can go upset of the week. I'm going to go Raiders over Colts in my upset of the week.
Woo, you found one.
7-8 over 8-7. Their Colts at home getting 3 points. But they also just laid an egg against Atlanta. And then you got the Raiders who just beat the Chiefs without completing any passes past the first quarter. So
that's mostly because the Chiefs are bad.
Both these teams are mediocre, and you know what? Raiders, they can make the playoffs if they feel like it.
A whole lot of words there.
My bad.
What's the differential there?
3 points.
3 points. Okay, I'm taking Packers over Vikings.
Okay.
They have the same score, or they have the same record, and it's at Vikings, so I think Packers are favored to lose.
Yeah, Vikings are 2-point favorites.
Yeah, see, we're both taking easy games this week. Ooh, golly. I got lowest scoring. I'm not going to talk much about that. I mean, it's two mediocre games.
Take care of business, Green Bay.
Yeah, take care of business, Green Bay.
Keep yourself alive.
Yeah, we're going to watch that game, and it's going to be like, okay, that was a good game, whatever. Probably a mediocre game, actually. Lowest scoring game. Golly, gee whiz.
You keep talking.
There's a whole lot of bad right here that I'm looking at. But I'm kind of tempted to take Browns-Jets because of that defense and because, I mean, Joe Flacco's elite, though.
He's going to carve him apart for 550 yards.
Ooh, that would not be good for my lowest scoring prediction. I'm going to take Chargers-Broncos because I can. The Broncos have been looking terrible in a bad way, and the Chargers have been looking worse in a awful way. It's not going to be a good game.
Kept it close against Buffalo, though, and
why'd they do that?
Denver was looking cute for a little while there.
Not as cute anymore.
And then they were like, actually, we're going to go back to being just blah. We'll see if Russell Wilson's days are numbered in Denver or not. I don't know. He's been better this season, but he's been far from the star he was in Seattle. Lowest scoring game of the week. I'm going to go Panthers-Jags.
Yeah.
Neither of these teams are very good at scoring points, at least recently with Jacksonville. They have just, nothing's been easy for them, and I feel like a lot of it is they're just making it hard for themselves.
Yeah.
I think they really miss Christian Kirk, who got hurt a few weeks ago and has been really underrated. I remember when they signed him a couple of off seasons ago, and everyone was making fun of him, and then he put up 1,000 yards last year, and even though they traded for Calvin Ridley, he's still their top receiver. And so they're really missing him, and just Trevor Lawrence, he just keeps getting banged up, suffering injury after injury. I don't even know if he's going to be playing this week. So, yeah, give me the Panthers-Jags for a low-scoring game.
Yeah, mildly unfortunate that Trevor Lawrence has been feeling not too great, but they are on a losing streak, I think still, right? They lost.
Yep.
They're on a 4-game
It's a
losing streak.
three-way tie in the AFC South, Texans, Jags, Colts. And they all lost this past week. The Titans lost too. Every team in that division lost last week.
That's pretty cool.
All of them also have negative point differentials. They've all been outscored this season.
That is really interesting. Can we not have any of them in the playoffs? Is that allowed?
If CJ Stroud is back, I'd like to see him.
Actually, yeah, I'd like to see
Give me
that.
the Texans.
Give me the Texans. Give them to me. Yeah, that's it. We're going through games of the week. Anything else to say about them pick'ems?
I think you should lead us in them.
Oh, I meant the draft.
I think all the words have been said.
Oh, I think a bit too much. What do you think about that Jets-Browns game? You already talked about it just a small amount.
So, after a few episodes ago, I was talking about how I'm not going to be confident in any of my picks.
Uh-huh.
But only one game has Joe Flacco in it.
Oh, that's true.
And so I'm very confidently taking Cleveland at home to annihilate the Jets, and they're winning this one 37-7.
That's going to be crazy to look back on that if it's not.
If the Jets win.
That's going to be crazy. I do think you're right, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take everything kind of tentatively today.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be like, I don't know.
I mean, I do think the Browns are going to win. Joe Flacco's good. The Jets are bad. I'm not going to say anything like I know they're going to win.
Mm-hmm. Remember, you can only afford one more loss this season.
I can afford one more loss.
So you gotta try extra hard today.
Gulp. Lions, Cowboys.
Saturday night. I'm gonna go.
This could screw me.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys here since they're at home, undefeated at home, and I think that stays.
Please, Cowboys. Please.
You picking them?
I'm picking the Cowboys.
Oh man, the pressure's on.
It is.
Any one of these picks could just do you in like a trap door.
Whichever one is first is
Yep.
and wrong is gonna. No, the second one because it's gonna push me over.
Mm-hmm.
So, Titans, Texans. I think Titans run over the Texans with Derrick Henry.
Ooh, yeah. I think that he does that. And I'll go with Tennessee. I was gonna pick Houston, but I don't know if CJ Stroud is playing or not.
I think even if he is, that run is gonna be.
But yeah, run him over, Derrick Henry. Give me Tennessee in an upset.
Falcons, Bears.
Oh man, this could be the one that does you in. Only a game separates these two teams here, and it's in Chicago.
Who's favored?
The Bears are favored by 3.
Gosh, dang it, man! That
could have taken this for a potential upset of the week. This is a tough one.
This is not a favorite. Is Justin Fields playing?
Mm-hmm. And Taylor Heineke is quarterback in the Falcons, and he's better than Desmond Ridder. I'm gonna go with Chicago.
Betting on the Bears is gonna kill me. I'm taking the Bears.
Betting on the Falcons is also going to kill you.
Yeah, but I'd be more mad if I bet on the Bears now.
Yeah. But you're doing it anyway.
Oh, no, this one's going to be hard too. Dolphins, Ravens.
Man alive. I'm going to go with Baltimore. Tentatively.
I will too. Very tentatively.
Ravens might do you in. Who knows?
If there was a button to press, I'd be just like very, very gently, just like very, very slowly.
Just kind of like on the edge of it.
Just yeah. Saints, Bucks.
Oh man, your heart's beating.
Saints Bucks.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, give me the Bucks. Bills Patriots.
Give me Buffalo.
That's Buffalo.
Please.
Eagles Cardinals.
Tentatively.
I'm so confident that the
I'll go with the Eagles. I guess you're going with AZ.
No, I'm gonna go with the Cardinals losing. Is what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm also very tentative here. Not as tentative with the others, but I will be tentatively, gracefully, humbly saying the Eagles destroy them. Panthers Jags. Golly, two bad cat teams.
I could see this one being an upset for the Panthers.
I really would not like to see that because I'm going with the Jags.
But I'm going to say the Jags get off their 4-game losing streak here.
Please do that.
Get a little bit of a lead in that division after the Texans lose to the Titans.
Raiders Colts.
I took this as my upset of the week with the Raiders.
But you know what? I want to take the Raiders.
Oh, you might have to go for it.
I think that they'll win this game, honestly.
It's a lot of tight ones.
That is, it's so upset. That's like a 3-point differential, isn't it?
Yep.
Because that's at
Indy, so they're pretty even according to Vegas then.
Gosh. Yeah, I'll take Raiders. Give me Raiders. Rams Giants. I think Matt Stafford pulls this one out. I'm a little bit more confident about the Giants winning this one.
The Giants?
The Rams winning this one.
Don't let that one do you in.
Oh, my goodness. Even though the Giants did put up 25 on the Eagles' defense, I kind of don't think they're going to do it again.
No.
It was like a 1-week thing.
I'm going to go with the Rams as well.
Yep. Niners Commies. I'm taking Niners. I feel like this is more of a safe pick
blowing them out
until Sam Howell comes back off the bench, throws 600 yards.
Sam Howell v. Sam Darnold. Sam Bull.
Man.
Niners are 13.5 favorites.
That's insane.
And it's in Washington.
That is so interesting. All right, what do you think about these Steelers playing these Seahawks?
It's another close one. Both these teams are 8-7. Both these teams are mediocre. But I don't think the Steelers are going to win in Week 18.
Mike Tomlin's got to keep his record.
And they got to have a winning record. It's one of the rules of football. I'm going to go with the Steelers. And if they lose this game, then I have to pick the Steelers against the Ravens next week. Because that's a rule.
Oh, my gosh. That is hard. That is so hard. And I don't like betting on that rule. But I really want to.
I mean,
what if they tie?
Then it's just a tie. It doesn't go to a loss. So
I mean, okay. Yeah. But then it'd be 8-1.
That's not below 500, so
isn't below 5. I could see it happening. Give me a tie on this.
I don't think you can pick a tie.
Why not? I'm picking a tie for the rest of the games.
Won't matter. You've already missed 2 by now. I guarantee it.
Gosh, dang it! Give me Can we circle back to this one?
Oh, fine.
Bengals, Chiefs. I think the Chiefs pull their heads out their butts and get this one.
Yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a scare from Jake Browning and company. Just no-showing against the Steelers. The defense also no-showing, giving up almost 200 receiving yards to George Pickens.
Interesting.
Yeah, give me Kansas City. Not that they have anyone as close to as good as George Pickens for Mahomes to throw to.
They got Kelsey, but Kelsey started dropping balls now too.
Yep.
Chargers, Broncos. This one concerns me as well.
Does it?
I don't.
I'm going to go Denver.
I'm going Denver, but I think...
Man, I'm too confident about that. Chargers are going to win.
I'm going Denver. And the last game on the slate before I circle back to that Steelers game, Packers-Vikings. I took Packers in an upset.
I'm taking Packers as well.
I am taking Packers for no real reason. I got nothing.
Well, they're not playing a third or fourth string quarterback or whatever, so they at least got that going for them.
Yeah. Gosh.
Seahawks, Steelers, where are you going?
I'm looking at this sheet right now, and I'm just like seeing all the ones that light up green and all the ones that light up red, and I can like imagine like 8 of them are red. That's the ones that I've guessed. And I don't think the Steelers game is going to matter, but I think the principle stands. I'm taking the Steelers.
Alrighty.
I said I don't like betting on them, and I don't like betting on that principle, but but gosh dang it.
Well, tune in next week to see if John was able to keep a miracle going 15-1 or heck, 16-0 even.
That's insane, though, that I've kept it going this long to the last 2 weeks. It's better than I did last year.
Yep. I think you had around 120 wrong last season. So
Really? Did I do that terrible?
I think so.
Wow. I'm hoping you miss all the games that we differed on. Next week's kind of a interesting slate, and I kind of am a little bit concerned for it as well. So
Yep.
It's going to be hard to...
Only 2 weeks for a majority of teams in the NFL playing left. So if you're a fan of a mediocre to bad team, I guess enjoy it. Or maybe don't. Be glad that the suffering is over for 6 months.
Yeah, you're allowed to be a bandwagon fan now and
Uh-huh.
root for somebody else.
For all you Jets fans out there.
For all you Bills fans out there, Broncos fans even.
But for everyone else racing for those wild card spots or
If there's still a
top seeds in the
Redskin fan.
conference,
Yeah,
should be good.
should be good. I mean, we're excited. We're excited for the playoffs and for the new year of football and just everything. We're just so excited.
During the Pro Bowl week, we'll also have the Veteran Rookie Award Show, the first annual one. So you won't want to miss out on that either. So
Annual. That means it's coming back, guys.
it's got to happen.
I'm excited for the next time we do it. Isn't this crazy, guys? We
I
get
think
to
we
see.
should end the episode.
Yeah, bye, guys.
Thank you
Thanks for
guys so
watching.
much for watching, for listening. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye. Love you. Love you, David.